Hey guys, Kev here. Quick update on the Divo knives screwdriver project designed by Olex over at O.Sho. Good dude. These are the samples from Get Good Screw. So if you guys aren't aware of Get Good Screw, they are the folks behind this driver here. They're known for exceptional quality, great spinning skills. Their stuff spins super long. Cool splatter anode patterns and such, and they have this cool revolver style base. Check out Get Good Screw. I do have a discount code, LeftyEDC over there. I'll give them a little plug. Love their stuff. And we've been trying to get our bit driver produced by somebody for a long time now. It's probably been about a year. We got prototypes from Remet, if you are familiar. Oops. I think this is the Remet Blurple one. And then this one's actually a custom made version. This one is from Olex machine shop that he used over in the Ukraine where he's from. He found a shop there to make him samples. They can't make a large batch, so we can't use them, but they have really good quality. So this is one of the first samples I got from Olex. You can see here it has the hex-shaped style slots for the bits. Okay. Oops. And I got two of these. I sent one to Get Good Screw to use as a sample. And on this one, the magnet is either non-existent or super weak for the base. So we've been, we tweaked the design a little bit from there. And then Remet made these. They did a pretty good job with the design. The magnet is still a little weakish on there. I think the goal for me on it is to have the base hold the driver pretty strong so that if you bump it or you slide it or something, right, like you're moving it, it doesn't just tip over like that. So I want it to be strong enough for that. But then when you go to grab it off the base, if you have all the bits in there, because that adds weight, it should be able to just come off. And if you go straight up and down, maybe, it could take it along. But, I mean, if this was full of bits, obviously it wouldn't even do this. But you can always just hit it on an angle like this. Boom, that breaks the magnet, and then you come right up. No problem. But I like the idea of having it have a strong magnet. The machining on the bit driver and the base is good. You can see they did Blurple Anno. It's good, but not like great. Definitely good work. We needed some work here on the inside with the secondary holder. Just doesn't really feel right. It's smooth when you tighten it together, but you can see the seam pretty well. And up here, the magnet is a little weak. And there's quite a bit of movement right here. So that was the Remet samples we got. And not bad, But we also commissioned Get Good Screw to make samples as well. And that's what I got in here the other day. So I wanted to show you guys these. They made some changes, or we made them along with Get Good Screw to accommodate for their machining and what they thought made sense. Because it turns out that this design is apparently very difficult to machine. And that's why this process is taking a longer time than we expected. Now, I'll show you, we had them make a few different finishes. We have a polished titanium here. You can see the spinner on the back. It's good. It's not anywhere near this. This will spin for like minutes. This will spin for seconds. Some of these on the samples are better than others, but it's still super smooth, easy to operate. It's still going to be fidgety, but we'll try to make it a little more, make that spin a little bit better in when we get them into production. Now, part of that could just be the design of this. That could be why it's shaped this way. Who knows? Anyway, so I like the cap. That all feels good. The jimping, the milling is really well done. It's got some grip to it. That was one of the things I didn't really like over here. It felt kind of smooth. This has good milling. They actually changed it a little bit from what we sent them, made it a little more aggressive. We worked with them on that. You can see those lines there are a little more pronounced. They look absolutely great. I love it. I love how that came out. I think the machining on the connection there, I don't know why, seam is good. Again, it's not perfect. We know some machine shops could almost make that disappear if you added a bevel on each side or something, but it's good. They did a great job on the internal bit holder. It does a good job there. Retains the bit well. It's pretty deep. That's what she said. So it's got to get in there a little bit before that magnet takes over. There's very minimal wiggle there. And then obviously there's enough space there to get the front piece back on. It's nice on there. This connection is nice. It doesn't feel like it's going to loosen super easy. That's one thing I didn't want to have happen is if you're using the driver and you're spinning like this, if you accidentally like put a little grip back here, maybe you could unlock it and start loosening it, but you really have to try to do that to have it happen. So that's good news. I really like it. Now the magnet in the front is still a little too weak for us. So we've already given them the feedback on these. Now they did an excellent job up here on the clearances because you can barely wiggle this. And that's a big difference from here. Almost no wiggle at all. I've obviously tested the Get Good Screw ones in the past, but theirs are always really good as well. But I mean, even that has a little bit of wiggle there, where this is, man, barely any movement. It's very, very nice in that sense. And I don't know. Let me test that custom sample essentially. Yeah, it's got some wiggle. So these are the best out of all the ones we have here, which is nice. And it's across the board, right? All of them are like that. Now, the magnet is not strong enough for us. So if you see here, it comes out super easy. I feel like you would lose it when you're tightening stuff a lot. If you have really good tooling on a screw, the bit gets stuck in there a little bit. This is going to come out more often than on some. Now, that's going to happen occasionally, no matter how strong that magnet is, because tooling can be really good. But I think it would happen more often than you want it, and I want that to be a little more satisfying. It needs to be a little more clicky. This one's probably the weakest one out of the bunch. This one's a little better, more acceptable, but still not to the standard that I would want. And I think Olex agrees with me on that. He did have a specification for magnets. So I don't know if they used something else or something happened there, or I don't know. This one's pretty good, but again, still not strong enough for me. I did give them the feedback that the magnets in their driver are much better. So if we could just use this magnet size or strength or whatever, I think we'd be good. So hopefully that can get situated pretty easily. The other thing is the base. So this is where I think their bearings really shine. Like this sort of custom one here. And you can see what it's like without a magnet down there. It's like, you know, it works, but having the magnet is awesome. So spinning that works pretty well, but you can see it's already stopped spinning. Here's the Remet one. And they did a good job as well. It spins, it's great. But the Get Good Screw ones, I feel like they really nailed it. Especially once you load it up, like on this one, you'll see this one will probably keep spinning after all these are done. So I'll give this one a spin. They also, which is really cool, I'll show you. They also, or we, put a magnet in each one of these slots. And you'll also notice they are no longer hex shaped, they are now round. So Get Good Screw recommended doing that. They said that's how they do it on their holder, and they've never had any issues with it. There's really no reason why the hole needs to be a hex shape. It just makes it harder to get them in because you got to get it on the right angle when you put it in, right? With this, you just put it in, and if you have a magnet in there, that's going to retain it where you don't really need that shape, which is what's kind of doing the retaining once you get it in. But these aren't held in with anything. These are. So with these, if you spin it too fast, sometimes the bits can fly out. If you like really crank on it, that can still happen with this. I tested it. I really ripped it and they flipped out. But it's going to be a lot harder to get those out. Where if you took this, they all fall out. These are not. So just a little bit of a quality improvement. Now, this is the kind of stuff we do with our knives as we go. Every run we do, we try to do a little CQI along the way. Constant quality improvement. But with this project, we're doing it as we get new prototypes because it's taking a while to get this done. So I'll show you the spinning on the base. I really love how they did it. I mean, I barely swung that thing. This one doesn't spin as well, but I'll give them all a little spin there for you, and you'll see. I think all of them are better than the other examples, and a couple of them are like absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they spins for like a minute. I mean, they're all still spinning at this point, so. And I didn't go crazy when I spun them. I just gave them a little sit. And I feel like once you load them up, they get even better. And it looks super cool when you have the all the bits in there. Let me see if I can get you a cool angle. Well, now it's slowing down. But it looks super cool as they're spinning around. This one's still ripping over here. Just looks cool with all the bits. So, Get Good Screw is obviously known for their bearings and that kind of stuff. So, I think that's awesome. So that's kind of the rundown on them. We did have one sample made with the splatter anno. It actually turns out it's, I think, the same as this one I have. I was thinking maybe if they could do it, if we could choose colors, maybe it'd be cool to have like dealer exclusive ones with different colors, like a dark mode one of these or something, if the dealers would be up for it. I don't know. But cool feature on the base is you can kind of use it like a fidget if you want. Now, we originally had it designed, or Olex had it designed, where this kind of slot, this little cup was on both sides. So then it really felt like a spinner. But it just sits better with this nice little base piece. Look at that anno, dude. Isn't that sick? I think it would look dope if we had these made in different splatter ano patterns. This one also with the splatter ano, it's harder to see that. I honestly couldn't even tell. I thought maybe they didn't actually cut it for the bit on the inside. That seam, it wasn't there, but it's there. But it hides it really well when you have the splatter ano, I guess. You could see it if you really look for it, but looks really nice. Now the other thing I wanted to change on these was the magnet in here and here. So for the base, it's just not as strong again as I would like. I'll show you here. It works. They're better, I think, than the other ones. You can move them around a little bit without just completely knocking them over. Like if I pull this, oops, if I like pull this around, it'll kind of want to jostle off. This one's pretty strong, honestly. And you'll see these do that too. So I want that magnet to be stronger so that it's a little more stable. Because I know from having one of these on my desk for the last year that there's times where you reach across and you bump it. Now, of course, if you punch it in the face, it's going to fall over. But sometimes I'll just kind of reach past one and, you know, it'll want to fall down. And if the magnets were stronger, I think it would just kind of go like this and then bounce back. The magnet would pull that back in place. And I think the thinking when they built these was probably, well, you don't want it to be too strong because you don't want it to lift up the base when you go to grab the driver off. But once you load this up, that adds weight, right? We're nowhere near even attempting to pick this up. I mean, you can't even pick it up empty. It doesn't even move at all. So I'd rather have it be a little too strong and then just have to lean and pull it off. I think you guys would prefer that too. You know, if you grabbed it like this, maybe the base would kind of come with it a little bit, but you would just learn to go like this. You just have to tilt it a little bit to break that connection, and then you can take your driver off. So that's where we're at with the screwdriver project. Get Good Screw is looking into, this is their medium driver, basically the perfect size in my opinion. You can see ours is similar in size, a little bit smaller. I have some other drivers here. This is the V5 driver, I think, from Audacious Concepts. They do a really good job with the knurling. And then this is the V1 or 1.5 or something. And I really like these drivers. These were my favorite until started working on this. But they don't spin really at all. And I've been asking them for a tool to get in here and try to change the bearing or do something for, I don't know, 2 years. They've said they would send me one, and they've just never sent the tool. And I haven't found the right snap ring pliers or whatever to get in there. This one has a little ball on it too, but doesn't spin for more than, you know, a second. So I really love a good spinny top. You know, those are always fun. So, yeah, we did the splatter ano. We did the polished titanium. We did a, like, dark, I don't even know what to explain, it's like a stonewash, I guess, and then polished on the insides here, on the milling, which looks pretty cool. Seam looks pretty hidden on that one too. Oops. Nice, smooth, rounded top on here, so it's comfortable in your hand. Really enjoy that. You can get a good spin with it to loosen or tighten something quickly. And then we have a blasted one. I really like this one. This one looks sick. And I think one of the cool features on this is you have obviously that extra bit in there. So you could have a T6 here and the 8 up front. And then you can kind of use this like a skiff finger bit if you don't need a lot of pressure. If you need a decent amount of torque or whatever, grip, then you're going to want the finger bit, obviously. But in a pinch, this would work where you can kind of grip this one, put it on one side of the knife, and then use the stubby version for the other side. And then if you ever need a really short driver for whatever reason, or maybe you have tiny little hands or something, and you prefer this, you could technically just keep it like this. It still works. Set this aside or something. And just have this as your driver. And then whenever you need a little bit of extra length, you just put this guy on. So, I don't know. I think it's versatile. It's cool. And I'm super excited about it. I just want to get them made and out there. I believe with Get Good Screw, price-wise, I don't have I can't remember the exact pricing, but I think the drivers would be somewhere around $100 in titanium. And then we'd probably sell the bases separately. So I think what we would do is separate them, because I know some people are going to be like, well, I don't want to spend $200 for this set, right? I want just the driver. I'll pay $100 for that, right? I don't like having the base. Well, I get that. Maybe you put it in a pouch or whatever, right? So I'm thinking we'll sell them separately, but then we'll have like a bundle price. So let's say, I don't have these numbers, but like 99 and 99. So it's like $100 for each piece. Or if you buy them together, right, you get the set for $175 or something like that, you know? The base is actually pretty, like, it's not cheap to make the base because it's, it's got all the holes, it's got the bearing in the middle, it's got the magnet going on. So I think it's a cool combo, but I also think it works solo. I don't think the base really works solo because I don't know if you could put another driver on there. I guess I never actually tested that. Where did I put those? This one might. Hey, look at that. So you could, if you don't like our driver, but you like the base, it's all about that base. About that base. You could get the base and then just put your own driver on there. It wouldn't have the magnetic feature, but this won't work because it's just too rounded. But I'm sure there's other drivers that are flat or rounded. You could actually use a Get Good Screw one. Almost fits like perfectly flat, or am I crazy? Anyway, it's not that I want you to buy different drivers, but and the cool thing with putting it upside down like this, the reason I like that better than the way they did it, although I love this, you have to use one of your slots for the bit that you had in there, right? And then store this. And then you have to do this, find the one you want, put it in, right? Where with ours, you can store it with the bit in there, technically two. And then you can just grab it and go. You're like, I have a bunch of these now. So I have like one that has a T6 and one that has a T8. But it just makes it easier to be set up, So anyway, that's it. I guess I'll give you some size comparisons with those ones I showed you real quick. Here's the Audacious Concepts, both of them. So you can see it kind of falls in between. I'll try to put them all about the same length. Kind of falls in between those two. And then again, that medium one. Those are kind of all the ones I have right now. I got rid of a bunch of the ones I had over the years. Here's the stubber from Weeha. Hopefully you have one of those. Everybody should own one of those. Link is down below in my disassembly section of the description. But okay, let me know what you guys think. I put a couple of videos out about these. We don't have any timeline because we still don't have a finalized product yet. But again, we're getting closer every day, and I can't wait to order these. Hoping you guys love them. I don't know how a bit driver is going to go, but I love it. So, you know, we want to do it. And I love working with Oleg. He's a great dude. And yeah, so let me know your thoughts down below. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.